Now, a Gateshead woman has spoken out about what she claims is discrimination against Northerners studying at Durham University. Lauren White, who's 20, wrote that people have been told they're taking up a worthy student's place, were vulgar and common. Well, Lauren, a student of politics and philosophy, says it's vicious toxicity. She's met with the university's Vice-Chancellor since her report has featured in the media and attracted support from dozens of other students. She's been telling me of her experiences.
So originally I was told that the Northeast was feral, that Northerners are feral. I was told, that my accent was funny and stupid, and generally just people mocked it from day one and for months in. And I think, at that point when it starts to become malicious and repetitive, that's sort of when you realise that it's not acceptable. And when other people told me that they've had the same experiences, that's when I decided I was going to write the report.
What do you say to people who say, well, you should really just have a sense of humour about stuff like this?
Yeah, I think everyone knows Geordies do have a good sense of humour, and at the best of times, we're all willing to crack on and say how we as much as people ask us to. But, there's a line that's crossed when people, as mentioned in the report, are getting, physical abuse and verbal abuse for speaking and coming from where they do.
Did this put you off your studies at all?
Yeah, definitely. My attendance wasn't really the best over the course of my first 2 years at uni, and I definitely put a lot of that down to how I felt I would be perceived talking in a seminar group, and I know not just myself but a lot of people who spoke to me for the report also felt the same about that.
But you've had the gumption to not only write this report but actually meet with the Vice-Chancellor of the university. What's the outcome of that?
Yeah, so the Vice-Chancellor was actually really, really helpful and very supportive, and essentially what's going to happen is the report's going to be passed on to the Respect Oversight Committee, and they're going to be using it to create more of a cultural change at Durham, and then also we're working pretty much immediately to change the student pledge so that we can have background as a protected characteristic, so that people can't be discriminated against because of it, the same as racism and ageism and the like.
So it's better for students following in your footsteps, hopefully, from all over the country.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone with a background that's not, the typical Durham type should hopefully in the future have a much better time at Durham.
Brilliant.